Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to the video. Is another paid request. This time for James. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for a film called Trapped from 2016, which is a survival movie that takes place in Mumbai, India. Sorry if I butchered that name, but it takes place in India. And the setup is you have this guy who he's a bit shy, quiet. He works in this office space. Doesn't He wants to connect with his coworker. Ultimately, they start talking with each other. They start bonding. They start falling in love with each other. But from what I understand, she has an arranged marriage. But he's like, "Oh, I love you, and we could, be together." So one thing leads to another. He quickly gets this room in this apartment building that, for what I understand, again, it's under construction because of they're going to refurnish the place, but at the same time, some about some legal issue maybe is going. I wasn't 100% sure about the building, I will admit. But anyways, the 35th floor. He moves in quickly. When he goes in, there's electricity. But then I guess in the middle of the night, a circuit was flipped. Tripped, I should say. A circuit was tripped. There's no power. He's a bit late. He's got to get to his girl, his love, so that he could get her. Now, granted, I don't know why the fuck he didn't just call and say, "Hey, I'm at this address. Meet me here." Like, meet me in front of this building here at this address. Or, hey, I don't. Wait on that. He's trying to call. His phone is dying. He has the keys on the other side of the door. He goes back to get something because he's in a hurry. The wind blows the door closed and he's stuck in there. So he's stuck on the 35th floor of this building. It's in the middle of the city. He's trying to yell out. Nobody can hear him. He's dropping stuff. No one hears it. He's trying to get signs out there. No one reads it. So the fact that even though you're in this city, you just still feel alone and trapped because of maybe how things are in India. I've never been to India. I don't know anyone who's Indian, so I don't know the landscape. I don't know the culture. I could say I don't know. I can say that I thought, in my opinion, this film fucking blew ass. I thought this film sucked ass. And to be honest, it reminded me a little bit of a film that came out years later called Inside with Willem Dafoe, which I did review, which had issues with that, but that I thought was a bit better film cinematography wise. And I thought Willem Dafoe gave a bit more of a stronger performance. Not that the lead guy here was bad, but that one just hit a bit more of the emotional notes. But I have a lot of issues with that film too. I wasn't big on that film either. But if you're asking me which I would prefer to watch of a movie where a guy's trapped in a building in the middle of a city and can't get out, I don't really love either one, but I guess I would choose Inside over this. But this, I'm a sucker for survival movies. Castaway, Alive with Ethan Hawke, 127 Hours, Gravity, even Crawl, technically a survival movie with some creatures in there. The Shallows, this one called Freezer with Dylan McDermott, who's trapped in this freezer. There's these mob guys. He's trying to figure out how to get out. I'm a sucker for survival movies. This, the lead guy does so many stupid fucking things. I understand. We all do stupid things. But this guy does so many stupid fucking things that it just really made me irritated with the guy. And I didn't feel any sense of suspense, terror, or anything of the sort. Other than just boredom. And I don't think the payoff really was that mesmerizing or thought provoking or anything of the sort. It just kind of felt meh. So again, the like I was saying, okay, he rushes into this place in order to get it in there. There's one lone watchman. I guess some hush hush so that he doesn't get into trouble. Idea why he doesn't call his lady and say, by the way, I'm going to be at this location. This is where we're at. I guess you just say, well, he wanted to surprise her. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's go with that. So he wakes up. There's no electricity because it's been tripped. There's no water. I don't know if he checked water beforehand. I would have checked water beforehand. If there's no water, I'd be like, oh shit, I better go get some water just in case. But maybe I'm just me. I always want. I'd rather have a lot of water. Case in point. Then the fact, okay, he put his tea on the outside. You never leave your tea in the lock. That's another mistake he did. Not just, not telling his girl where he was at. Hey, here's, meet me here or something like that. Okay, then he leaves his keys on the outside of the door. Another big mistake. Hey, people make mistakes. Okay, maybe I'll go with that as well. Okay. But my point is, how many of those do you have to swallow before you go, you ever heard of Darwinism? This character should die so the species won't breed more stupidity. The species of man and humankind. I'm not talking about India as a, well, you mean it? No, I don't care about the race of someone. I care about the story of the movie. I put that out there because I know there's going to be some people, because I'm negative on the film, that don't pull the racial card and say it's about you're racist. No. Willem Dafoe is a white guy. I wasn't a big fan of that movie either. I had a lot of issues with that movie. The reviews up. I think both films I would say I don't like. But for this film, it gets like a 7.79 to B. I respectfully disagree. Because again, like, I don't care about the race. I don't care about what place it takes place in. I'm talking about the story that we're showcased here. A number of things to ask. Why the fuck you're trapped on the 35th floor of this building? There's nobody else there. There's one lone watchman. Why don't you break the fucking wall? Break the wall. And before you say, well, it's because... No, he never tries to break the fucking wall. Because there's tons of apartment buildings. He's just one of them. Most places, they're not going to be... I mean, maybe you say the door is made of, metal, whatever the case may be. But not the fucking walls. Or pieces of the wall. Try breaking pieces of the wall. He never tries. He never fucking tries. There's hinges on the door. He's got literally pliers to try to get the T part of the door open. The lock part there, I should say. The lock part of the door open. Deal with the fucking hinges. There's a bit where he starts a fucking fire in his apartment and he almost burns himself to death. Because he burns part of it and it gets on the bed and he's sitting there going, oh shit, actually this is a bad idea. He almost burns himself to death. If you're ready to burn the fucking door. It will burn the hinge, like all this shit you could be doing. There's a bit where he has a TV and he drops the TV. Oh, here's a little bit of business. I may need to cut something. TV has glass. Let me take pieces of this glass just to make sure before I drop the fucking TV over. Which of course did nothing. He makes these signs where at first he puts was it something like toothpaste or something, but then he starts using his own blood to write on these signs. He writes like 2 signs with his own blood. Why don't you break a piece of the wall, use those fucking pliers, and scratch the shit in there? Or like if you had a TV there, what else did he have? Like if he had a TV there that he dropped, what else is in the apartment that you could break? A piece of the wall, drywall, something that you could scratch into it. Also, if you don't write in blood, all he does was write help and the address. If you have enough blood to make 2 fucking signs, how about you go, no food, no water, I'm trapped, please help, address. Not just help, address. I forget his name. I'm blah, no food, no water, trapped, blank floor, this address. Yo, he doesn't have enough blood. He has enough blood to write 2 fucking signs. I didn't need that. You pliers, other shit you just scratch into to make the shit. And then drop down. Or please call the girl. Say, I'm blank. I'm trapped. But again, if you have enough time and blood to write 2 fucking signs worth of bloody signs, put a little bit more information that could have easily helped you, man. Easily. Break down the fucking wall. Deal with the fucking hinges. And he's kind of just either streaming, watching outside. He throws the signs. A woman sees it. He's able to get her attention because he's got a slingshot. That's another. He's got a slingshot. Like, how many fucking tools do you have? You got the plier thing. You got the slingshot thing. What else do you have? And then the girl sees it, tosses the lone with the watchman. He's like, oh, I don't know. So the guy shit at his job. Then the woman goes in. She goes up a few floors, then just gives up and goes back. Whether that was done as just a statement of how culture is in India, I don't know. Because I've never been to India. But it's like, okay, if you don't go that far, just go all the way and or hell, I mean, if you just start fires, couldn't you start something on fire and throw it outside? And then, maybe someone comes and then you drop another fire thing, and you drop another fire thing, get them pissed enough to call the cops or such and get your ass. I mean, he's ready to start fires. Seems like there are pieces he could just keep dropping when people... But I mean, that's the point, is that around his area, there's no one really that much around. That even in a city, there's parts of the city that are still fairly isolated. That's why no one saw the fire. But I don't know why he doesn't burn the door. Some of this other stuff. There's a bit where, he just scared of a rat. Hey, I understand. Rats, no good. But then there's a bit where he has no water. He walks into the room and the faucet is just going with water. And literally in front of it, there's a empty bottle. But he looks down, he just sees the tail of a rat. Like, underneath whatever it is. Just the tail of a rat coming out of the cupboard, the bottom cupboard. And he just stays there. I'm sitting there going, that water is running. This is like a good 30 fucking seconds. That would have filled up the entire fucking bottle, and you would have had water for more days. But no, he's too fucking stupid. So he stands there with a thumb up his ass. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't suspenseful. And whether it be again him sees water going but doesn't because he just sees a tail, even though there's a whole empty bottle there for him to fill up. Oh, before that, he saw a rat. I get being freaked out, but he turns, hits himself in the head, and knocks his ass out. He literally turns, hits his head, and knocks himself the fuck out. He knocked himself out. I get that maybe it's hey, we want to make him more relatable, so he's more of a normal guy. He's not an expert in survival. I'm talking about common sense. I'm not saying I'm not an expert in survival. I'm saying common sense. Try breaking the wall. And then it's like, oh, there's something behind it. He can't get... Okay, then we've checked off that option. But that's because we can't do this and this and this, otherwise the movie would be over. And pretty much the rest of it, it's like either he at one point kills a pigeon, at one point he captures a rat and starts talking to the rat. You don't really get much into the background of his character or the history of his character, or... That's the thing, when you have a director like Danny Boyle in 127 Hours, where you have a guy stuck in a rock, but then you have the guy kind of reminiscing about his life and his possible future, and there's very few of that type of stuff in this. I'm not saying none, I'm saying few. And ultimately he gets a piece and is able to saw this piece of this thing in order to get through the window and start climbing down, and he climbs down and he climbs down, he gets to the bottom, he collapses in the street, he's taken to the hospital. Spoiler, sorry, I should have said that early, spoilers. He's in the hospital, talks with the girl he loves, but she's married. It's too late. He goes back to his work, no one knows he was gone. And it's kind of just him having dinner in a restaurant, going back to the apartment, looking outside, and that's it. Almost the point of, so, what was the point? Like, I still don't gather what this guy learned. He lost to the woman he loved because he was too stupid to go, hey, maybe tell her where to meet me, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if there's texting, but he had enough little time to call. I don't know if he'd have time to go, I'm trapped at blah, blah, blah. Here's the address, please come. I don't know if he would have time to text that to her. Unless she doesn't have a phone, I didn't realize that. But I don't know. It's just, again, I don't think there's enough meat to the bones of the characters. I think the lead character just did a lot of dumb decisions. There's a lot of stuff I'm sitting there going, why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? Why are you wasting this water that's just flowing freely? Oh, well, he sees a tail. Yeah, a tail that's just coming out, like, it would run away, it would do all this stuff. I don't like rats either. I'm a regular guy as well. I don't fuck that shit. But if you just see, I'm like, you know what's worse? Not having water to drink. That's worse. But I know people could argue, well, you don't know how you would react until you're in that situation. But that's what I'm getting. How many dumb decisions does someone make until you get the center of a Tootsie Pop? And if, okay, let's take that out of the equation, me bitching about that. What else is there to the movie? I mean, he's either, again, making signs, trying to get attention to the signs, which end up being pointless venture. Because the lady goes in and just gives up. Which I'm like, if you took all the time to go in there, just go all the way and double check. Hey, whatever. Thank God this wasn't a serial. Imagine if this was a different movie where the night watchman was like a serial killer, and the girl's like, "Hey, is everything fine with this? There's nobody in the building. Oh, okay. I don't know, like call a cop. Hey, I got this. It looks like it's in blood. It says someone needs help at this building here, and I didn't like write more on the fucking sign, dude. 35th floor. Call this person, or I have no food. I'm trapped. Something, man. Need to know information. Not saying you have to write your last will and testament in blood, but goddamn. And the rest of it's just kind of him looking out. And that's the thing, like I don't even get much a sense of the environment he was in. You see a little bit of his apartment at the beginning of his venture, but then throughout it's like, okay, I guess we're in this room, and again, I never did a big focus. Like, I still couldn't tell you exactly where each part of the his place was at. I think there's a lot more like wide shots, shots to move the camera along, steady cam that they could have used to really bring the environment a bit more to be a character on its own, which is a big part of these type of survival movies, is to make the location a character on its own. I don't think they did much of that in this. Him being scared of rats. Again, he tries the put like help on the outside because it's like I don't know how to put it. Like, I say window, but like he could get to the outside, but there's this gate in front of him. And with all these little things he can't reach through and such. That's why he's able to use the slingshot, but he can't get through because there's a lot of these little grates along this gate. And then by the end, he just saws a few of them in order to squeeze through. Of course, you're wondering, well, why the fuck didn't he do that in the first place? I guess he just didn't think of it. I don't know. I guess he just didn't think of it by then. That's something that you think, okay, wow, he found something. Oh my god, I found this. Maybe I could use this. Instead of, oh, I did. He had this the whole time, so why didn't he use this like the first day? Whatever. I don't remember him like. I know he's trying to get the lock, but I don't remember him like kicking the door or trying to kick the door open. I don't think he even tries to do that. Kick the door open. Hey, what do I know? Unless he did, I forgot, because this is a movie. I might have fucked up a few things, but I thought this film was really forgettable. I don't think it deserves a high rating. Maybe because, hey, this is a survival movie in India, and there hasn't been one made before. I mean, that's cool, but that I don't care. I mean, I'm basing it on the story, the choices of the characters, the decisions that the main character makes, and to me, they're just not there when you compare it to a lot of survival stories. And again, the guy just infuriated me with his stupid fucking decisions that he kept making. Maybe that's just me. But with that said, and then again, the ending is like, what did he even learn? What was the. I don't get the point. You don't get it. Fine, I tell you, I don't get it. I don't get the point. Like, the survival point, yeah, but I mean the other point. Like in 127 hours, it's. He survived, but, I need to tell someone where I'm going and not, be such a lone wolf anymore. That type of thing. Crawl, you have the herd getting in touch more with her dad and them bonding more. Stuff of that nature. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.